Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's edition of the Cheat Meal presented by Deep Fried Giraffe. My name is Brian Bosarge. It's here, baby. College football. We're ready. Week 0 starts today. It's coming. We're going to preview the 4 games. I think it's like 8 games today. We're going to preview 4 of them. We'll get to that in just a little bit. First, we're going to hit some news. Like I said, it's been about 2 weeks since our last video, so some of this news possibly could come out as a little antiquated, so to speak. But we're going to give it to you anyway. 7 Florida players are going to be suspended for their season opener next week in Jerry's World against Michigan, and that includes our number 5 ranked wide receiver, Antonio Callaway, who just can't stay out of his own way. Dude cannot stay out of trouble. At some point, the NFL is just going to be like, the talent ain't worth the trouble that this guy's going to bring, and his draft stock is going to go south quick. Ex-Notre Dame safety Max Redfield has landed at Indiana University of Pennsylvania Division II school. Redfield sat out last year, thought he might enter the NFL draft. He did not. Transfers down to D2. He was on the Senior Bowl watch list, of which you're going to hear about that a lot coming up because it dropped on Thursday. Senior Bowl puts out a watch list annually, and they had about 400 players on it, 250 of which I added to my watch list that's now well over 600. Mine includes juniors and redshirt sophomores and stuff, so hence why it's a lot bigger. But the Senior Bowl, if they're talking about guys, you probably need to know about them. So that's why I add guys that I don't have on my list that's on their list, because not only will I may see them in Mobile in January, so I want to know a little bit about them ahead of time. It's just you need to. I mean, they're top-notch talent evaluators, so I want to see what they see. But we're gonna get to a lot more guys that are on their watch list as we preview the week's games come up in just a little bit. Let's talk about an NFL trade. Seattle lost their starting left tackle George Fant to a torn ACL. He's out for the year, so they make a depth trade with the Eagles and acquire offensive tackle Matt Tobin and a 7th-round pick in 18 for a 5th-round pick. Seattle gives up their 5th-round pick next year to Philly. So let's get to those 4 games, 4-game preview. First, we're going to talk about it should have been a 5-game preview, but Richmond at Sam Houston State postponed due to Category 4 Hurricane Henry hitting the Texas coast last night, or this morning, I should say, when it made landfall. But as a person who lives on the Alabama Gulf Coast, I know what a major storm's all about, and so my thoughts go out to everybody affected by Hurricane Henry in Texas and in Louisiana. They're going to get a lot of rain and flooding and wind, and it's just going to suck. And I feel for those guys, but I know what they're going through. But anyway, the 4 games that we are going to watch today, and at 1:30, all times, by the way, anytime I say here going forward is going to be Central Time, because I don't care about your East Coast and West Coast and all that crap. I live in Central Time, baby. So we're going to give you Central Standard Time. And 1:30 p.m. On CBS Sports Network is Oregon State at Colorado State. For Oregon State, is this the year we finally see it from wide receiver Jordan Villeman? Dude has been on my watch list for like 3 seasons now, and I have not seen all this talent that he's supposed to have. I want to see it. Maybe he breaks out this year. Colorado State, they got a fringe quarterback prospect in senior number 7, Nick Stevens. And Senior Bowl watch lister is a wide receiver, number 4, Michael Gallup. So we're going to check out those guys today. At 5 p.m. on 11 Sports. Last year, I believe it was called One World Sports, but rebranding for that. UMass is at Hawaii. 2 tight ends, both in my top 10 tight end rankings in this game. For UMass, it's their number 81 senior Adam Brenneman, and they have a linebacker number 4, Deshaun Downey. To keep an eye on for Hawaii, number 7 senior tight end Matuzila Unga. Stretch the middle of the field, good red zone target, and a little shifty scat back number 22, Diosemy St. Just. He's got some shiftiness to his game. Got to keep an eye on. 5:30 p.m. on ESPN, an FCS battle between Chattanooga and Jacksonville State. Currently, no one on my list from Chattanooga, but you never know who's going to jump out at you. For Jacksonville State, they've got 4 guys to keep an eye on. That includes number 9 senior running back and Auburn transfer Rock Thomas. Number 69 offensive guard Justin Lee. They've also got a couple of defenders on the Senior Bowl watch list with number 40 edge rusher Darius Jackson and number 6 corner Reggie Hall. 6:30 p.m. on CBS Sports Network. South Florida in the first game for head coach Charlie Strong there against San Jose State. San Jose State's a team I've watched a great deal 2-3 years ago, but the NFL talent pool kind of dropped off last year, so I didn't see too much of the Spartans a year ago. But this year they've got an offensive tackle worth watching, number 75, Nate Velico, 6'7", 305, got to keep an eye on. The South Florida offense, which I know firsthand from seeing at the Birmingham Bowl last year, is very explosive. They've got a lot of talent on their offense, and we're going to get to those guys in the coming weeks when we watch them there. But today we're going to focus on their defense and a couple of guys that were on the Senior Bowl watch list. Linebacker number 43, Augie Sanchez, and defensive lineman Dietrich Nichols, number 10. We're going to keep an eye out on those guys. So that's going to preview those 4 games. Let's hit you with the schedule going forward. This is how Deep Fried Draft is going to update in the weeks to come. You're going to see on Tuesdays every week we'll drop the games that we're going to watch in the following week. We call it What's on Tap. And you're going to see that every Tuesday. It's generally going to range from 10 to 12 games on a normal weekend. Next week will be supersized because it's Labor Day weekend, so their games stretched from Thursday through Monday. So a lot more actions. Plus, I don't have to work in my day job on the Labor Day Monday, so let's cram some more games in. And but most weeks 10 to 12 games. On Wednesdays, you'll get a new video for the cheat meal every week. So you'll see that. And on Thursdays, any other thing that will drop, is it a rankings update? Is it, a new DFD recipe? Anything of that nature will drop on Thursdays. So your main days of site updates will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll also intermittently be dropping in some podcasts on the Bumpers FM app, which you can download in the App Store for iOS. Not sure about Android, but I know definitely for iOS. So that's going to do it. I'm ready to watch some football. We're a few hours away for some live, hard hitting action, but we're ready for it. Preseason's rolling. A couple more preseason games. At least one more preseason game for all the NFL teams. Cut down day coming up. So it's NFL draft analysts and fans. This is the biggest week of the year probably, other than the draft itself. So as always, follow me on Twitter at Deep Fried Draft. Find me on Facebook at facebook.com/Deep Fried Draft. YouTube, search the cheap meal Deep Fried Draft. You're going to find us there. Subscribe. Get all. That way you never miss a video. You don't want to miss a video. So anyway, that's it. We're out.